Mm, 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 It's raining every day, and it tickles. It's raining, a gray sky, and it's raining hard. Look how much rain droplets is falling. Look how much rain droplets. There's a flood. 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 There's a flood in the middle of a storm. In the middle of the storm, there's a flood. There's a flood in the middle of a storm. We all seek shelter, going in the water to see anything, but there's nothing. Something touches you. It's the rain. It's the rain. Something lames you. Something creeps you out. There's so much rain, you can't believe it. It's only the middle of the storm. It's a hurricane. You realize it's a hurricane. You realize it's a hurricane. You realize you need to seek shelter before it gets too creepy, too scary. You need to seek shelter. There's high winds coming right at you. Trust me, it hurts. Coming right at you. Trust me, it really hurts. Now you load and your brain is out of your mind. The rain feels tickly, but at the same, it's creepy. Look how much rain there is. You can't believe it. You are out of your mind. You try to lift yourself up, but the flood rises higher. You are about to go into the flood. You jump for dear life. You go a little bit too high. Everybody jumps higher than you. Everything loading, everything loading. It's bothering you. You jump for dear life, but come back to the ground with questions in your brain. Everyone's jumping for dear life. Everyone's swimming for dear life. Everyone's splashing for dear life. Everyone's singing for dear life. Everyone's dancing for dear life. Everyone's singing for dear life. Everyone's jumping for dear life. Everyone's singing for dear life. Everyone's screaming for dear life. Everyone's running and jumping for dear life. Everyone's jumping and running for dear life. Everyone running for dear life. Then the black comes in. The black comes in. Trust me, it's not gonna be good. Trust me, and the dark skies are coming in. You run for dear life before the dark skies clear your eyes. You look for light, you seek shelter. You look for light, you seek shelter. You try to run faster, but it's the farthest you can go. Oh. go through a portal. You go through a portal. You're lucky that you didn't get caught in the dark. But it's going to be resetting. It's raining and you seek shelter. You think it's a hurricane. You build a shelter. You build with all these blocks. You need something to secure them. You use these springs. You spring them to the ground. You have an idea. You can spring all these blocks to be a shelter, 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 shelter. Blocks come shooting the sky, and then your shelter falls down. You try to run, but it's too late. It's flooding. Everything turns into water. It's flooding. Everything turns into water. Everything turns into water. Everything turns into water. Everything turns into water. Everything's turning into water. You try to make a shelter, but there's no more blocks. It's too much flood. You try to run. It's too late. Now everyone jumps for dear life. Everyone jumps for dear life. Everyone jumps for dear life and save their friends to sacrifice. Everyone jumps for dear life. Everyone goes the highest they can go. It's too low, and the flood rises higher. The flood rises higher into the sky. The flood rises higher into the sky. You download Newsbreak and then you see it's a hurricane. You download Newsbreak and you see that it's a hurricane. You take a picture of this moment. It's the worst moment of your life. You can remember this moment by taking a picture of this moment. Everyone is still falling down, and they're falling to the ground. Everyone gets wet. They go into the sky for harder rain, and then they get back down, but not safely. There's a big block falling down, and it crushes you. You try to run for your life. You try to run as quick as you can. You try to run as quick as you can. You get a bit too tired. You can't do it anymore. You feel like it's too late. Everything's loading. It's all black with the loading screen in your eyes. You look up, you look down. There's an orange block coming right at you. It hits you. It runs after you, but it's actually coming through the sky. It's going through the sky. It's going through the sky. Going through the sky, but liquefies. It liquefies into some more rain. Everyone is gone, but then you suddenly realize it was all a dream, and all 341 friends are with you. 340 other people are with you. You were dreaming. Everyone Everyone was dreaming of a different thing. Every seven number blocks, every seven gets a dream. You were hallucinating, and then you were jumping in the sky. That was the real story. You tell everyone, and they tell you that they had the same dream as you. They had the same dream as you. And then everyone realizes they're in the fun. But then it is cloud, it is thundery. The thunder doesn't make any fire, it crushes you. But then there's fires everywhere. There's fires everywhere you see. There's fires. There's so much fires. You don't believe it. And then the fires grow bigger. And you grow bigger. You grow bigger too. You just dig. You grew bigger. Everyone's going so high. Where are they now? Where are they now? You are at space. You are at space. Everyone's in space. Everyone's in space. And then you realize the ground explodes under you. Rumbling right under the ground is gone. There's only this line right here. There's no line. You're just floating in space with these fires. You're way too sick of it. So then you use this. Everything is dark. Everything is hot. Everything is dark. Everything is hot and dark because you're close to the sun.